Hello people from YouTube from a not too distant future. Insane Monster here once again in Chapter 4, The Key of the Three Moons. Today we're going to work on DOODADS and of course in general terrain. So, hello Breads, oh my god, that's hard to pronounce. To warm up, I would love to start from the rocks. So we go here. Rocks. I think that's fine. Let's make them smaller. This is the most rocky place we have, so we're going to exploit that a little bit. I like big rocks. Hello, bloody bass. Bloody doodads. I mean, it is true. When I have to work on doodads and terrain, I tend to speak much less than usual. Yeah, start from rocks because rocks are easier. Hello, Bobo Commander. So, good thing. Rock spam. If I were to spam rocks, they will not look so cool. Even if they were rotated, like the default rocks. Like, oh, yeah. You want to vary a lot of things, so you can't really spam them. It's one thing that I really don't like about procedural games, is that they somehow assume that you can achieve the same result using procedural stuff. Now, this works for less graphically good titles, like hello Alion, thank you. Hello, thank you, York. Thank you, I appreciate that. Yes, Minecraft is an example. Another example I really like is the battle for Polytopia that I usually play with friends. And the battle for Polytopia, it's a mobile game which has very low poly graphic, as the name implies, and it is perfect to use for a procedural setting. But the more the graphics improve, the less the procedural stuff can make it look realistic. Now, yes, it can if you go really overboard with it, but isn't it better if a designer can fine-tune it and make it better? Yeah, that's a steel terrain. I don't see myself like a big gamer, to be honest. I was a big gamer when I was a child, but the truth is, I don't find playing games as rewarding as, for example, making them. I like playing games for a while, then it becomes very repetitive. Oh, sorry. Hello, Rensepia. Welcome to the stream. No, I didn't. Please, specify. Yeah, I played Age of Empires 4. Thank you, Alien. Well, Let's not say the way it should be, because, you know, there are people who will not agree with you, but the way I think it makes it a bit of justice. Hello there, Orjane, welcome. Yet to know that Orjane tested... It will be! Orjane, it will be! Orjane has been testing my map, tiered mission of the Undead campaign to the previous one, quite a lot these days. And is getting like post-traumatic stress disorder from it. It's not really my own image. If it was my own image, I guess we will never have seen Talasa. The fuck is his name? That stupid tree. So it's not really my own image. There is a lot of what I believe Blizzard would have done, and what the community wants to be done in all of that we do. But Alien, you cannot negotiate with Blizzard. You understand that companies like that are unreachable. You will have more chance to speak with a prime minister of any democratic country than to speak with Blizzard directly. And how long it will take? Since I'm not working on this full time, I always refrain from giving actual estimates. Because if I give an estimate, people will think that it is like set in stone, and I don't want it to be the case, so there is that. I said democratic countries, not madness dictatorships. Yeah, fucking tree, I hate the tree. Fuck that tree. How can the Elven attack us? Oh, what do you mean, Bobo Commander? With troops. How would they otherwise? Yeah, democratic. Yes, it will be portal based. Not Zeppelins. Zeppelins sucks big time. Yes, this is where the bomb bridge will be. More. They will attack us with Dragonox in the first phase, and with Dragonox and troops in the second phase when the bridge has been built. It's much more clean. I mean, do you really see Sylvanas taking a Zeppelin from goblins to attack the player? It always seems off to me. They're not really unfriendly. The elves are no magicians. You will actually be scared for how many portals I will use when we reach Dalaran. When we reach Dalaran, you can expect the enemies to basically teleport to your base with scripted attacks. I would like to invent something like pylons, teleportation devices. Are there any teleportation device that can be built or spawned, and so that I can spawn enemy troops inside your base or nearby? Would be very cool. Hello, Legion, and welcome. Cheers. Yes. I'm planning about current chapters. There is music, there is meat walking, there is terrain inspiration if you need. When I'm not streaming and doing stuff like this, I usually do it like watching while I'm listening to some kind of podcast or video with people speaking, because it doesn't require too much brain power to do. to be fair. It's incredible. I have a lot of fans in big Russia, and I have to tell you that the sanctions Europe posed to Russia because of the Ukrainian war, which I do condemn, if you want me to say that, is actually damaged me quite a bit, because it removed their ability to work on Patreon. Mapping comrade. Remember, everyone, I do not, in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, exactly. Politics is dirt. I never, in any shape, way, or form, appreciates war, or I think the war in Ukraine or even the war in Gaza is justified. So let's not make war, or well, let's make war inside video games. Okay, let's make war in Warcraft, where nobody dies, just small 3D models. Yeah, also in StarCraft, I would say it's fine as well if you want, but not in real life. Don't kill people. Anyway, I lost quite a bit of money because Russian people could no longer support me on Patreon. Like around 50-60 euros per month, which you would say is not so much, but on a medium of 500 dollars a month, euros a month, it's not so few. Yeah. And yes, you have to know that here in Italy, we always had a lot of sympathies for Soviet Russia, because we had, together with France, but I think our own was bigger, the largest communist party in Europe. So there is this thing that when my parents were young, there was people who were screaming around that they would prefer the Soviet rulers and stuff like that. So there is this cultural thing in Italy with respect to other European countries, like, for example, the United Kingdom. That will never happen in the United Kingdom. It was a thing back in the day. I am from Italy, specifically from Siena. I don't think, unfortunately. I do believe that the general idea of communism is much better than the general idea of capitalism. And I think capitalism is, on average, much worse than communism. I think the implementation of communism in Soviet Russia, and please God forbid, North Korea or communist China, is very bad. But that doesn't change the ideal. At least the ideal is good. Maybe it's an utopia, if we want to be honest, because it relies on things that humans don't really like. But yeah, In general, capitalism as an idea is words, but where you apply capitalism, if you apply it correctly, leads to, on average, better result than communism. Yes, but we are not the United States here, okay? I know many Americans. You should know that I teach computer science to Americans at university level. And yeah, so I know they have a different knowledge than Europeans about that. I just like golems. Now, I think that it's time to stop talking about politics. And I would say, mappers of the world unite. I've been watching the Fallout series, which incredibly was very good. And I think it was really, really nicely done. I especially like the lore implication of the final. Not going to spoil it though. Oh, I think it was lore friendly. I mean, some changes here and there, but who cares? They're just games. It's all just a game. Let's be worried about important stuff in real life instead of games. Yes, around 2 gigabytes. When you hear me say I have no more space, and so then let's not add just random junk models because I have not space, that's what I refer to. We have limits, and when we have limits, we need to use these limits well. Yeah, Warcraft lore is not important, it is just a stupid game. You should follow Warcraft lore just to have fun and not treat it like a religious cult. Have I done it correctly, Bodybus? Is that what you were referring to? Because, what the fuck Arthas does is not really important in the grand scheme of things. But how this rock is placed, that's important indeed. Yes, if you go above 2 gigabytes, you lose everything. But you can save yourself. Download Botzeki Pro, download the MPQ editor, open your campaign file as MPQ and start removing stuff from within. Once you've removed a bit of stuff, you should be able to open it. I can't assure you it's not going to be broken because you need to rebuild the list file and you have to rebuild the configuration file and war3campaigns.imp file. But if you try to adjust these files, you might end up with something working. Yes, but I understand this. I mean, you were the one asking me what was the character, the magic ships in the previous characters referring to, and I told you they're referring to a tabletop game I've been playing as a dungeon master for years with my friends, and they are the player characters. So that's lore, and I'm not saying that I don't appreciate the lore. I actually do. It's just I don't appreciate treating the lore if it was something real. That's the difference. Let me show you Bosseki Bro, just to be sure. This is MPQ editor. You can open any campaign file, like this is the old undead campaign file. And here you can find all of these things. You can remove, add stuff, and I use it to work around the very lengthy, the very, I would say, limitations of the UI of the editor, which makes everything so slow. Naturally, if I do this and change files, what happens is that I might change stuff which is not then reflected in this, and this. So you need to rebuild this. To rebuild them, I usually extract all of this file, put them in a map using folder structure. Then I let the map rebuild the list file and the word3campaign.imp, which is called word3map.imp in that case. And then you can use these configure attributes using MPQator. Do that, and it will be all rebuilt and all ready, and you can remove the stuff you don't need. Okay. What do you mean by your opinion is more in the middle? I'm curious. You mean about the lore? Oh my god, how many rocks I have to add here? I want to die. Oh. Tronka, Mijo, welcome to the stream. Oh my god. Oh my god, Bloodybas, what are you doing? Bosseki Bro. So let me drink also a bit of water then. So, come on. Let's spam a water elemental, people. Want to drink. What can I tell you? I done to set the wall on fire. What are your thoughts on recent PTR changes? That I'm fucking mad at them because they keep changing stuff and this reflects on my campaigns. Bad for them. There is no way to separate data. Lord guys don't really understand. Lord guys associate the enjoyment of a product they enjoy for other reasons to the actual setting. Basically what happens is that you are impressed by some kind of gameplay, whatever. Also setting, it can be impressing that too. But you grow attached to the setting in a way that it's way beyond its original scope. So this is not what's really important. I mean, a game with an amazing lore, but no gameplay, will have nobody obsessed with the lore. So that means that it's not the lore which is obsessing people, it is the lore when you are hooked by the gameplay. It's similar to what I said a lot of times already, is that the general idea of Re Reforged is hook them with cinematic, impress them with terrain, and finally, keep them with gameplay. It's the same principle, just on the other way around. Usually it is hook them with graphics, impress them with gameplay, and keep them more than the end of the game, especially for RPGs with the lore. This is how it's done. So what these teachers are telling you is true. Yes, but the problem is that people don't really understand this. Um, People give it too much importance. Now, I am the first one to to love to see something coherent in a story, but it depends on the game. Like, for example, is there anyone here hooked by the lore of Stormgate? Is there anyone? I guess no, because you have not played the game. And even if you did, in beta, you don't really have an impression of anything beside the basic game mechanics, so you cannot associate anything to anything else. If you think of the Idolisk, you think about the cinematics of StarCraft 1, which you don't do in this other case. Also remember that we were much more easy to impressionate back then, because we were children. Did you play? I didn't play it. I don't think you can really get hooked by the game setting without any prior knowledge of things, without any kind of gameplay. Remember, gameplay is what makes people stay. No. Phalric voice. No. Phalric voice. Phalric voice is default Blizzard. It's Marwyn, which is made by a very good voice actor, actually, in our community, which is Avekatten. Well, I, for example, was very hooked by StarCraft lore, much more than I was by Warcraft 2 lore, which I always found pretty ridiculous and lacking. And StarCraft was much more interesting. And for example, I always loved the Confederacy. I always thought that they were not expanded enough. They should have been more prominent, because I think that when you make something fall, you should stay longer with it to actually feel that falling. Just my take on StarCraft lore, for example. I don't agree. I think that one problem, for example, of Corypheus in Dragon Age Inquisition is that he's not a threat. When you have to defeat something, you need to feel rewarded for defeating something. Now, let's make an example. You defeat Uther, okay? When you defeat Uther, you don't need Uther to show you how strong he is, because you already know from all your previous experiences. So it doesn't apply there. But if you are, for example, here fighting against Sylvanas, you want Sylvanas to cause you troubles. If she causes you troubles, then you're going to remember that, okay? And you will feel much more satisfying when you win, and you can even love the character and get attached to the lore. And this is something I always found very lacking about the Confederacy, which I think it's very interesting. Because in the end, it was better than Dominion. It was more democratic. I've never played Age of Mythology. I guess that is skin of Age of Empires, basically, right? Using the same engine. Oh yeah. Cheers, Bloody Bass. Inquisition is an amazing game, but you have to play all the DLCs and you have to basically grind to a lot of useless stuff. If you grind, then it's going to reward you. Otherwise, it's pretty boring. I think Inquisition is the best one I played, but the one I'm looking to replay the least. We can never have Warcraft 4 if we have World of Warcraft. That's the problem. The big issue. The elephant in the room. Why make... If they want to make a new strategy game, they will make StarCraft 3. For Retold. Alternate timelines. I just like temporal stuff. I guess instead of DOODADS, I should have called this Let's Dev Rocks. Didn't I? It is, but they can invent some new, bigger threat and tell you that Amon has something behind him that is oh no. I guess I've seen this somewhere else already. Oh, guess where? No. That's iconic. That's the brand. You don't break the brand. It's a so good brand, everyone is imitating it. Wings of Liberty was lame already. It removed all the grittiness. It was no longer gritty. It was Warcraft in space. And the fun thing is that Artanis said it was not Warcraft in space back in the day when you clicked on it, enough for explicit quotes, and then it ended up being Warcraft in space. I guess Blizzard was unable to do anything beside Warcraft by that point. By Warcraft I mean World of Warcraft, natural. Not our Warcraft. What do you mean by Dark Age of 3D? I think the cinematics of StarCraft 1 looked like horror movies on purpose. Because the one from Warcraft 2 didn't look like horror movies. And they were even older. Diablo looked like an horror movie. I was scared of Diablo when I was a child. I mean the game. I was always worried to enter the cathedral. Oh my god, Bobo Commander, this question is not easy to answer. You cannot. First thing first. You can copy how I did in Mission 7 of the Human Campaign. And the way I did it was to create another player, triggering the other player to build certain structure, and once the construction of a certain structure was began, which is like the necropolis, I will start the ice script, and then it will take that base as its own base and build everything there. That's how I did it. I'm a bit bored of making rocks. I mean, I can continue, I guess. You have rocks. It's the most boring part, so... I'm afraid of boring you. I guess I'm talking, so... That should improve stuff. I'm basically considered an expert on just AI now. Stupid just AI, so clunky and buggy. At least my beta tester told me that AI performs very well and it seems like to fight an actual opponent. Cool. I managed at least to achieve something. All the work I've done. Rock and stone. Rock and roll. Sandwich shit. I like that every first Warcraft expansion has to be at least partially in Outland. It's true, it's true. I remember when I was a child, I didn't understand what the fuck was all that stuff. And so it was like, oh, see, now fungus tree, cool. That's basically me. And now I'm here, worrying about the size of the fucking big dumb tree, Talasha. A long way home, indeed. Tashala, fuck the name. Fuck that tree, I hate it. It is fine, but you understand how much time it took to me to add the tree and that home in a way that is not essential. So imagine all the time to design it, all the time to implement it, and still has some bugs here and there, with animations and things. I mean, is this worth the effort? This is the question one should answer. Not is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Should I do it? It's not like anything that's possible should be done. I understand people want the best possible thing, but... I spent a lot of time debugging villagers in the Elven in the first Elven map, and also to debug one AI which was behaving weirdly because I was ironically sending him a defeat signal when I was destroying another player. It took like 3 days to find it out. I had to debug a ton to find it out. Now it works, but it was costly to make it work, as always. Good stuff costs money. Yes, it is doable. Don't want to know how much time it will require, because I cannot centralize it into multiple maps, basically, so it's problematic. They are an edit of CSW models, originally made by me, then refined by Fugrim and Smegmastico. Mr. Ogreman, I mean. Or Santa Claustico here. When he appears here, it's Santa Claustico. Save. Let's avoid losing stuff if possible. Wow, almost an hour making rocks. Our band's good spent. There's less people today. I mean, more than less people. You're missing some very common presences like Dagran or especially Flynn. There is no Flynn today. That's weird. Don't you agree? Hope all well. What was the plan, or Jane? Did you have some much better plan than watching my live? How dare you say so? Some RPG event. And me thinking about like romantic nights and stuff like that. There is one person that wrote me on the Discord that was using my cinematics to make like an RPG of Warcraft. Like, what? No, don't invite me to any RPG event. Hey, how's the Sylvanas ult idea coming along? Sylvanas ult idea is no ult for Sylvanas. Perfect. No ultimate, and we are all happy and fine. Happy and dandy. Yeah. It's Boulder will be their ultimate. Windwalk, silence, cold arrows, and then it will have something like Starfall, but we are thinking about it. I think if you played the map, you saw Erwin walking around. It's also in the cinematics, so Should be pretty easy to spot. Okay. Or Jane, tell Bobo Commander if using Abomination is too OP and the elves are too easy to defeat. Tell him. Explain him. He's curious. He wants to know. You had to tell him. Since you tested it. And you can give him a neutral answer. I think it's stupid. Tauren should be tier 3. And Sylvanas. The point is Valiant that... No, Valiant. Who was asking? Bobo Commander. It is that they need to have abominations. Golems are not trainable. Golems are just scripted units. Yes, elves are strong. I designed them to be not pushover. They should be hard enough to counter. Naturally, nothing impossible, okay? So, okay, I'm very good. I will defeat them. Yes, I hope so. That's how the map is designed, but... We have Frost Wyrm before. No, we have abominations before Frost Wyrm. What you telling us? You mean in vanilla? Yes, in vanilla was pretty weird. Yeah, original campaign. Yeah, it was wrong. Abominations are a very important unit because ghouls are too easy to destroy. I think Abominations, Meat Wagons, and Necromancer with a small support of ghouls are a very strong combination. If you go mass abos, on hard you will not win easily. Also, the fun thing is that adding Abominations still makes your unit very vulnerable to the Dragonox, which will appear in this map here. When you are here, Dragonox all over the place, everywhere. Boom, boom, boom. It will be very fun. Yes, of course. No. Gargoyles next mission. I'm trying to make the undead more balanced as a faction. They are not so good in my opinion, balance-wise. They have a lot of weird units that you don't want to build. I mean, you will never build ghouls unless for lumber. They are really not expensive, but that's not important. I mean, I'm trying to make the undead better. But, of course, there is only so much I can do. I use the shade to see Sylvanas when she windwalk. I use the shades to reduce the armor of stronger enemy units, even Sylvanas herself. It's not dispellable. And then I use shades to suicide at the end of this. I think not using shades is a very bad idea. The problem of forced worms. They have no actual problems. Maybe they're a bit too strong. Hello, Team the Great 69. Why would you not believe it? I do this basically on Sundays. And by the way, welcome to the chat and the stream. It really will be fun. But I am not like all the others. That's the point of Let's Dev. Is to show the process. Okay, now obligatory. See how it looks time. So we run them up and see how all of these rocks looks. I'm a bit bored about rocks, so I would like to try to do something different now. So for example, big trees, roots, stuff like that. I think it's more fun. Some fountains, so I can show you how this stuff is done. Cheer, legend, cheer. Air units are usually overpowered because they don't have path to follow. Yes, yes, they call me. There are permanent items. There are 2 permanent items. Because you are supposed to have a lot of permanent items to begin with. And sorry. And in the original testing version, the reason why there was no one was because I forgot to add them. There is 1 permanent item you can get from the nodes, and then the ring of protection +3 you get from the golem. Plus you have 3 permanent tomes you can get. I don't know about this idea, Miko. I'm not really convinced. There's something weird in having a very cost-effective siege unit. Siege units are very powerful because they destroy your means to produce new buildings. So, to produce new units, sorry. So, hello Danzon, welcome to the stream. Yeah, but we are going to forgive you. Don't worry. So, let's see how it's look. Okay. As you can see, the rocks looks much better in game because they have ambient occlusion. Pretty nice. I think this doesn't look bad at all. Yes. We should not go overboard with rocks, it's still quite a loss. It's supposed to be a sunny and green place, not a rocky place. Is there anyone else ahead of them? I think no. Oh yeah, here. Still missing everything here. Cool. Yes, the Blood Elf are this high health. It's the dark urge, the rock urge to sight Baldur's Gate. I think the worst damage type is probably magic, because if you are spell immune, you are completely immune. Yes, I am liking Baldur's Gate. So, good. Let's change stuff and decide where to put big, huge trees. So, when we had stuff like this giant tree, which you can recognize is, lol, is the war tree basically model, even if it's going to be smaller, of course, like this, okay, something like that. This here, you want to put, like, for example, this place here is very bad, because when you play, you're going to see this thing here, and this is not good. You want to put it in place where it's not going to create problems to what you see. So, for example, I think here could be a pretty good place. Here doesn't create any problem. Then here doesn't create any problem, because here it will cover this place, it's not where you play. Here might, so don't really like it. I guess here could be cool, so that you can see it a little bit, but without any issue for your units. And then let's other a couple, other two. I guess here. Maybe we are making them a bit too large. Okay. And then another one here. Yes. It's reshaded Lord Summer plus some other additions. Okay, so these are the trees. Now, let's place some fountains. Let's see where it is. Fountain. Fountain. Here we are. Okay. I don't like this at all. Then okay. Can maybe work with something like this? The worst optional faction. Don't know, maybe the undead. Don't really like them. Okay. Statue, Silvermoon. Riverwell. Ah, official custom faction. It's the Naga. No doubts, Naga are too strong. Naga OP. Yes, imagine if you could train royal guards. It would be just ridiculous. Okay. How much time do I spend on my making weekly? It depends on how much work you have to do in real life. Some hours, don't really know. It might be from 8 to max 20 hours a week. You can see it varies a lot. There are days I don't even open the editor, I don't have time. And there are days where I can work like 3 hours straight. I don't always want to open the editor and work, okay? That's a very important thing. Because if I'm tired from other stuff, it's problematic to do it, to work on this then after the regular work. Yes. I think I've been consistent. It depends on what I do with my jobs. The more jobs I have, the less time I have to work on this. It's all a matter of money in the end, because if if I earn more by doing other stuff than working on this, I mean, it depends how much more. If I would earn like $1,000 or euros a month for this, then it will work more. I will probably reduce some other work, some other job, but alas, that's not the case, so I can't. Okay, much better. Hmm. Okay. As you can see, we placed this thing here because they look pretty nice when you play. They give you this feeling of being in this large forest. The only thing I see here as a problem for me is that I'm basically using the same exact style as before at the previous map, which is correct, but naturally after a while it might become a bit more tedious to see and play. I think there is no way around that. Still called class after all. Okay. Okay. Sorry if I'm quiet, I'm just thinking about this beautiful waterfall here. Ah. Oof. So. Okay. Okay. Magic. You want to untick this and then work around until it becomes how you like it. Okay, so one thing very cool is that I usually like to do is to have big tree roots hanging around here in this kind of place. Like here, be cool to have this here. And then also moving around this rock here. Like devouring it. Okay. Okay. Nightbot. Today has not banned anyone. That's pretty nice. No bans is best possible bans. Bop, bop, bop. You did that on purpose, Dekumi? You want to trigger Nightbot at least once today? No, you didn't did 3 emotes. You wrote all on caps. He told you. Curses. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Okay. I would like to have a special Forsaken faction. I think it would be worth it. To make Sentinels... Not Sentinels, sorry. The Guardian faction, Blood Elf, Nagas, and Forsaken a bit of a special factions, each one of them. Custom units. Some custom structures. Not really thought about it. Cheers, bloody bless. I will think about it in the future. So right now it's not so important. Are the Naga already good as they are? Since they are with the Blood Elves. Watchers. Yeah, Watchers, that's the name. Thank you. I was forgetting the name of the faction. Not Sentinels. Sentinels is the general faction. My idea is to iterate over what we already have. Could be cool to have all campaigns featuring, in one way, shape, or form, at least one custom faction. Who cares about the names? These are names they used probably more internally than than for the actual factions. It is the Watchers. It is the Blood Elves and Naga. And then we have the other one, which is the Forsaken, which is together with the regular Scourge. But my idea is you play with the Watchers just for the first couple missions, like until you get Tyrande and Malfurion, then you play with the regular Night Elves. For the Alliance, you play with the regular, almost regular Alliance in the first one. I'm not sure about that. And then you play with the Blood Elves and Naga, so maybe this is the most custom one. And then the Forsaken, you play alternatively with the full Scourge and the Forsaken, depending on the mission. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No. I did some stuff for StarCraft 2. I participated in a contest, a Rock the Cabinet contest. My map was one of the winners. And yeah, only when I was a child, but not really. Re Reforged is my first serious mapping experience in Warcraft 3. It went pretty well, I would say. Okay. Okay. And then we have the Stumple. Okay, can we make it, please? Okay. Stumple. Thank you. Appreciate that. I am hydrating the fountain, don't you see? No! Where are you? Okay. That's it. Okay, do you see? Hello, Zwat, welcome. Almost at the end of the stream. Wooden Stone, yeah. Could be a rock album, Wooden Stone. Still DOODADS, I guess. Lots of drama. Okay. Okay. Hmm? It's not easy to place. Ah, okay, much better. Okay. The tree is being, yeah. That's actually the case. Okay. It's a bug of the Reforged shader. It is very impractical. it worked back then. Now it should be fine. Yeah, it's because when you have shaders with reflections and stuff like that, you have different paths. I think the path on which the waterfall is rendered is before the pass of the water, so the water removes everything after it. You see, it's visible here but not on the water. It's a problem of the shader. No. Yes, I will show you in game now. Okay, let's show it and then we're done. Oof. Okay, so let's test it and see how it looks. And then we're done for today. Okay. Let's see how it looks. Okay. Okay. I think it doesn't look bad, even too much. This should be a bit lower. It's even too much. This is how it looks. As you can see, it's very different. This is much easier. I love these tree stumps and stuff. This is a bit too monotonous. I enjoy terraining, yes. It's the only activity I can do very well while speaking with you. Other activity I can do, but they require me to be more focused. it's much more relaxing to train. I can switch off my brain and use it for other stuff in the meanwhile. While I cannot do this with figuring, for example. When I do it alone, I usually put some kind of video podcast, something like this. This outside, cool. Stuff has all to be built. I think it looks pretty good. There's still stuff missing. Sorry. Tiredness is reaching me. Yes. I have more experience and tools now with respect to when I made the previous one, so the training part should be easier. Also, the eye helps are easier to do. I think this should be pretty fast to make. Depends on the assets. If assets arrive fast enough. There are not many custom things to add beside this thing here and these devices here, which should not be waygates but other things. Yes, overall I think it will be pretty fine, pretty easy to do this. Good. So, dear people from YouTube from a not too distant future watching this as a VOD, thank you for staying with me up until this time. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember to comment, like, and to subscribe to the channel, to join our Twitch live so that you can speak with me and interact. As you can see, this Let's Dev year was pretty active from what concerned conversation, especially at the beginning. And remember to support the project on Patreon if you like it to continue. So with that said, I salute you and I will see you again in the next Let's Dev.